Hello, good morning students. We were learning a story of Liam O'Flaherty, the Sniper, in which in our first video we already seen that what was happened with the Sniper. A sniper was a person who was hungry from the morning and who was hiding behind the roof or a parapet. Then he ate a sandwich and a sip of whiskey to warm himself in the cold. It was a June and the dark night, and there was so much fluppered, there was so much appeared at that time, he could not see the clearly. And at that time, when he was hiding himself behind the parapet, he saw a car which was a bullet car. It was made with the metal, and he decided that he could not shoot on the car because it was made of metal and his rifle or a bullet could not affected onto them. And then he saw an old woman. The old woman who was pointing out the person that a person, it means the sniper, who was hiding himself behind the parapet, on the roof of the parapet. At that time, he had to shoot the person, and the person come out from his car to see the person who was hiding behind that. At that time, the sniper shot the person with his rifle, and the person died at that time only. Then he shot an old woman who was running out at that time. And the old woman who was just rolling down from his gutter, which was a flow from their street. And at that time, what was happened? The another person who was hiding himself behind the wall who shot at the sniper. And at that time, the sniper's rifle was flung into the air, blew into the air and closed into the wall with the wall, and the noise is like that the person's head was flow out into the air. The person who was hiding behind the wall was assumed that to whom I was shot, he was dead. Actually, he was not dead, but his rifle was flung out into the air, and he was thinking that he was assumed that the person was dead. What will happen with the person? Let's see into this story. Suddenly, from the opposite roof, a shot rang out of the sniper, dropped his rifle with curse. Abhishap. The rifle clattered on the roof. It was a noise of that. And the noise is like that. The person understand that the person assumed that it was a noise of his head that was clattered onto the roof. The sniper thought the noise would wake the dead. He stood to pick the rifle up. He couldn't lift it. The rifle's bullet was attacked on his arm, and that's why when he started to pick the rifle, he could not pick it. He could not lift it because there was a wound, there was an injury in his arm. His foreman was dead. Forearm was dead. Forearm, it means the part of the lower part of the soldier. It is called forearm. I am hit, he muttered. Muttered, it means to speak very softly. It is called muttered. Dropping flat onto the roof, it means his head blew out on the roof. He crawled back to the parapet. He again crawling, I told you that to walk on the body, it is called crawl. It is also like that lizard, how the lizard walk onto his body, na? Not walk with his leg, it is called crawl. Sarkine jawu, it is called in Gujarati. Sarakta jawu, like the soldiers walk when they dropping out on the hall or anything. It was very narrow path, they walk, it is like that. He crawled back to his parapet and hiding himself. With his left hand, he felt injured right forearm. It means he was injured into his right forearm. He just saw that how was I injured, how much I injured. With his left arm, he checked the right arm. The blood was oozing, it means flow, through the sleeve of his coat. Oozing is an old English word. The blood was flowing from his sleeve, coat sleeve. The blood run away from the forearm. There was no pain, just a dead and done sensation. He was not paining at that time, but a sensation. It means something was clucking into his arm, something stuck into his arm. He was feeling like that, as if the arm had been cut off. There was no sensation on his right arm, and he felt that there was no right arm. It was cut off. The sensation, the feeling was like that. Quickly, he drew his knife from his pocket. Suddenly, his mind was stuck with an idea that what he can do, and he drew out a knife from his pocket, opened it on the breastwork onto the parapet. He opened the knife with the help of that parapet and ripped open his sleeve. He put out his coat, ripped open his sleeve and started to see that. I told you that it was a blurred night. He could not see properly anything. So he could not see his wound properly also. He just imaged that, he just assumed that what could be done with his arm, what could be done with him. So he ripped out open the sleeve. There was a small hole where the bullet had entered. When he saw that what was happened, he saw that the bullet was entered into his forearm. It means the bullet was inside him, the arm. On the other side, there was no hole. There was a hole only one side. It means the bullet was inside in his arm. There was no hole of the another side, so bullet could not come out from the side. It was just inside of his arm. And that's why he drew out the knife to cut the bullet, to put out the bullet from his body. The bullet had lodged into the bone. It means it was affected to his bone area also. It must have fractured it. He thought that it was fractured into his right forearm. There was a fracture into his right forearm. He bent the arm below the wound. The arm bent back easily. He tried to sew the arm, but there was a dark night. He could not see properly. So he bent arm below the wound. He saw that where was the wound. The arm bent back easily. He tried to bend his arm, and the arm was bent easily at that time. He ground his teeth to overcome the pain. At that time he was paining, and he ground his teeth to overcome the pain. At that time when someone injected you, when you take the injection from the doctor, how was your teeth, how was your mouth at that time? It was paining like that. You cluttered your teeth with each other. At that way, at the same way, he cluttered with the teeth to overcome the pain. He was come out with his pain, and that's why he doing like that. He was doing like that. Then, taking out his field dressing, he ripped open the packet with his knife. First of all, he cut the bullet. He put out the bullet from his right arm, and when he take out bullet from the bone, there was a paining into right arm. Then, taking out his field dressing, he ripped open the packet with his knife. There was a packet with him, and then he opened it. What was inside of the packet? Let's see that. He broke the neck of the iodine bottle. There was within an iodine bottle. Actually, soldiers take something with him that could protect him when they are injured, when they are wounded. And the person who was injured, the sniper who was injured by himself with the another's bullet, who also kept something to protect himself. First of all, he put out the knife, and the knife helped him to take the injury, to take the bullet inside of the body. And then he take the iodine bottle and let the bitter fluid drip into the wound. That could be protected to his wound, that could be protected, which was wounded area. And he put a drop of iodine bottle into his wound. Then a paroxysm of pain swept through him. It was so much paining at that time when he dropped out of an iodine into the bottle, onto the wound. High level of pain swept throughout him. He placed the cotton winding over the wound. Then he placed the cotton onto them and wrapped the dressing over it. He dressing with himself only at that time when the bullet was inside him. First of all, with the knife, he cut out the bullet from his body. He put out the bullet from his body. Then he put some iodine to not to injured himself or not to infected himself. Why he put out that iodine? Not to infected the wound. And then the prelioxin pain. And then he put a cotton on and wrapped it. It means the dressing himself. He tied the ends with his teeth. And how he noted the tie? With his teeth. Because the one arm, there was a wound, injury. On the second hand, with the one hand, he could not do that. So he take a help of his teeth at that time. Then he lay still against the parapet and closing his eyes. At that time he want to relaxing himself. So he closed his eyes. He made of an effort of will to overcome the pain. It was paining. So he want to overcome and just try to relax himself at that time. In the street beneath, all was still. It was just the same condition that was before the wound. The armored car, it means a car which was made with the metal, was like a carrot, had retired speedily over the bridge, with the machine gunner's head hanging lifeless over the torrent. It means there was a dead body into that area that he could not see at that time, but when he showed that there was the same condition on the street also. There was a speeding car that was there, and the machine gunner's head that was shot by him, which was lifeless, and they laid down only there, and nobody took them. The woman's corpse still into the gutter. Corpse, it means the dead body. Which was laid into the gutter only. The sniper still for long time, nursing his wounded and arm, planning escape. Morning must not find him wounded on the roof. In the morning he showed that nobody was wounded around the roof. The enemy on the opposite roof covered his escape. He must kill that enemy and could not use his rifle. At that time he showed that he must not kill his enemy and could not use his rifle. He had only revolver to do it. Then he thought of a plan. At that time there was idea into his mind and thought a plan that how could be flung from there, how could be escaped from there. Taking off his cap, he placed over the muzzle of the rifle. Then he pushed the rifle slowly upward the parapet. Muzzle, it means a helmet. The idea that come onto his mind was like that. First of all, he put a helmet onto the rifle and then he shoot with the rifle. Then the helmet come out on the flock until the cap was visible from the opposite side of the street. He shot with his rifle until the cap was opposite side of the wall of the street. Almost immediately there was a report and a bullet pierced on the center of the cap. The sniper slanted the rifle forward. At that time he slapped the rifle forward. It means the opposite side or his enemy thought that it was a head of someone and they shoot it. The cap clipped down on the street. Then, catching the rifle in the middle, the sniper dropped his left hand over the roof and let it hang. At that time, he takes it with the left hand because his right hand not work at that time. We all know that. Lifelessly, it means paining was there only. After a few moments, he left the rifle dropped onto the street. Then he sank onto the roof, dragging his hand with him. What was happened with them? Then he take the hand over the roof, let it hang there. It means the cap was hanging only there. Lifelessly, after a few moments, he let the rifle drop the street. Then he sank the roof, dragging his hand with him. It was an idea of that, and that's why his enemy understand that it was dead of the person on whom they shoot the rifle. Crawling quickly to his feet, he peered up at the corner of the roof. as we know that he crawled only. And quickly he crawled from there on the roof. His risk was success. At that time he took a risk and it was succeed, because they understood that it was a dead of the person on whom they shoot at the night. The other sniper, seeing the cap and rifle fall, throughout that he had killed his man. At that time they thought that he killed the man. He was now standing before a row of chimney pots, looking across with his head clearly silhouetted against the western sky. It means his idea was succeed at the end. The Republican sneaker, who was there, smiled and lifted his revolver above the edge of the parapet. The distance was about 50 yards, but he was left there. He was crawled already from there. And when they shoot out at that, there was nobody. About the 50 yards, a hard shoot in the dim light, and the right arm was paining him like 1,000 devils. He took a steady him. His hand trembled with the eagerness. Pressing his lips together, he took a deep breath through his nostril and fired. At that time, it took 2 minutes to understand the situation. And what was he done? His hand trembled with eagerness to fight, to shoot at that time. Pressing his lips together with the anger, he took a deep breath through the nostril like that and with the fired, because he has to look after his right arm, which was wounded last night only. He almost defended with the report, and his right arm shook with the recoil. Then when the smoke cleared, it was morning. He peered across the uttered cry of joy. When he could see all things properly, clearly, at that time it was a cry, but it was a cry of joy, because which was he thinking? It was like that. His enemy had been hit. He was reeling over the parapet in his death agony. He struggled to keep his feet, but he was slowly falling forward, if in a dream. He could not move with his feet because he was so much astonished at that time. He was freezed with the afraidness. The rifle fell from his grips. The parapet fell over, bounded up the pole of a barber's shop beneath, and then clattered to the pavement. At that time, the rifle from his grasp, he put the rifle there only, hit the parapet, broke out the parapet, the wall, fell over. He come over them, bounded out the pole. He come out with the narrow path onto barber's shop, which was there beneath the bridge, and then clattered onto the pavement. And then pavement, it means path to walk. Then the dying man on the roof crumbled up and fell forward. He was dying at the roof, and he come forward from the dying man. He crawled on them. The body turned over and over into space and hit ground with a dull thud. Then it lay still. It was still laying there. The sniper looked at his enemy falling as he scuttered. He was clattered at that time. The lust of battle died in him. He became beaten and remorse. The sweat stood out his beds on his forehead, widened on his wound, and the long summer day of fasting and watching on the roof. He revolved from the sight of the scattered mass of his dead enemy. He was walking from his dead enemy, and it was like a dream for him. His stick clattered. He began to glimmer to himself, cursing the war, cursing himself and cursing everybody. At that time he was cursed that why the war was happened, why the civil war defected the person. He looked at the smoking revolver in his hand, and with the oath he uttered to it on the roof at his feet. The revolver went off on the conclusion, and the bullet whizzed past the sniper's head. He was frightened back to his sense by his shock. His nerves steadily, the cloud of the fear scattered from his mind, and he was laughed at that time. Because he was defected from the war, nobody affected with him. Taking the whiskey flask of his pocket again, and he emptied a draught. He felt the restlessness under the influence of the spirit. He decided to leave the roof now and his accompany commander to report. He went to his commander and reported that I killed them. I killed the enemy. Everywhere around was quiet. There was a quiet morning. There was no much danger in going throughout the street on his leg, because till that he was crawled only. He picked up his revolver and put his in pocket. Then he crawled down through the skylight to the house underneath. When the sniper reached the laneway on the street level, he felt a sudden curiosity as the identity of the enemy sniper whom he had killed. He decided that he was a good shot. Whoever he was, he wondered, did he know pain? Nobody recognized him, nobody known him. Perhaps he has been in his own company before the split in his army. He decided to risk going over to have a look at him. He peered around the corner of Lowell's Bridge Street. In the upper part of the street there was a heavy firing, but around here all was quiet. The sniper darted across the street. A machine gun tore up the ground around with his hail bullet, but he escaped. He threw himself face downward behind the crops. The machine gun stopped. The sniper turned over the dead body and looked into his brother's face. It means he saved himself from the bullet. He saved himself from that war. So it was the moral of the lesson that in the war nobody was injured, everybody was safe. Here we completed our lesson number 8, the sniper, and also completed our syllabus. Best of luck for your exams. Have a nice day.